stop for a moment. Because what you are about to hear is not cheap motivational quotes or pretty words meant just to make you feel good. These are raw, direct, and incredibly powerful truths that, if applied every morning, can reprogram your mind far faster than years of excuses and complaints ever could. These words are not just words. They are mental tools, reality checks, and reminders that will return control of your life to you right when you need it the most. Most people start each day carrying the same worries, repeating the same mistakes, and hoping for change without changing anything. You won't do that. Today, you want to just wake up your mind. You'll hear words that will force you into action. Some will hurt, some will bring a smile to your face. But all of them will push you to rise with the determination of a warrior. If you allow these words to take root, you will never start a day the same way again. Before we begin, I want you to do something important. Go to the comments right now and type, "Today, I choose my destiny." Write it with conviction, not as a casual thought, but as a promise you make to yourself. Let your mind take it as a clear command, and let your subconscious start working in that direction. Let it be a commitment you declare to yourself and to the world. Let it be your declaration that you are done living on autopilot and that you are taking control of your life. Every time you write it, you reinforce the undeniable truth. No matter what happens outside, the power to steer your life is in your hands. Don't overthink it. Write it and then keep listening, because what's coming next will strengthen the commitment you just made even further. If you're ready, let's begin. Epictetus teachings. The first 4 lessons. 1. Lesson: what truly belongs to you. According to Epictetus, one of the greatest sources of human suffering is confusing what is in our control with what isn't. He says, there are things that belong to us, our thoughts, choices, actions, and there are things that do not, other people's opinions, external events, fame, wealth, and health. If you place your peace of mind in things that are not truly yours, you'll always live as a prisoner of chance. But if you anchor your focus on what is genuinely yours, your will, your reasoning, your inner freedom, then no power on earth can enslave you. Think about it. People spend their whole lives trying to control others, chasing their approval, fearing rejection. Yet Epictetus reminds us that freedom begins the moment you stop demanding that the world obey you. Instead, you begin to shape your own attitude toward it. You can't choose what happens to you, but you can always choose how to respond. That's where real strength lies. 2. Lesson: the power of perspective. Epictetus tells us that events themselves are not painful or pleasant by nature. It's our interpretation that gives them meaning. For instance, losing your job is not automatically a tragedy. It becomes one only if you decide to see it that way. He says, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but the opinions we form about them. This idea is revolutionary. It means that reality isn't what happens. It's how your mind frames it. A delay, a failure, a breakup. These are neutral until your perception paints them with fear or hope. So, when something goes wrong, stop asking, "Why me?" Instead, ask, "What can I learn from this?" That question alone transforms suffering into growth. As MindSnap reminds us in this lesson, the story you tell yourself is more powerful than the event itself. 3. Lesson: don't seek validation, seek integrity. One of the deepest traps of modern life is living for approval. Social media, social status, popularity, they all whisper the same lie. You are only as good as others think you are. But Epictetus teaches the opposite. He says, if you want to be free, stop worrying about how you appear and focus on who you are. Because the applause of others is temporary, but your integrity is eternal. Think of how much energy is wasted trying to be liked, to fit in, to please. Epictetus would say, that energy could build your inner fortress. You don't need to be admired. You need to be grounded. True peace isn't found in compliments, it's found in self-respect. MindSnap's reflection on this is clear. The moment you stop chasing validation, you become unshakable. 4. Lesson: the art of letting go. Epictetus often compared life to a banquet. You sit at the table, and when a dish passes by, you take what's given, but you don't grab or cling to it. When it moves away, you let it go with grace. This is how he defines wisdom: enjoying what comes, releasing what goes. Whether it's a possession, a relationship, or even your health, all are temporary guests in your life. Grasping too tightly only creates suffering. He says, when you kiss your child, remind yourself that you are kissing a mortal being, not to fear loss, but to cherish fully. This isn't cold detachment, it's the warmest kind of awareness. You love deeper when you understand that nothing lasts forever. So next time something leaves your life, don't see it as loss. See it as the natural rhythm of existence, the same flow that once brought it to you. That's the Stoic way of gratitude: loving without owning, living without clinging. 5. Lesson: mastering desire and aversion. Epictetus teaches that human suffering arises from wanting what we cannot control and rejecting what life inevitably brings. He says, freedom is achieved not by satisfying your desires, but by eliminating them. In a world obsessed with endless wanting, this sounds radical. But think of it. The more you desire, the more you depend on what's uncertain. Peace begins when your happiness no longer depends on outcomes. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to sail. Desire isn't evil, it just needs direction. Desire what depends on you, your honesty, discipline, courage, and detach from what doesn't. Epictetus reminds us, the wise person doesn't escape life, they align with it. You stop demanding that things fit your will and start shaping your will to fit the world. This is not resignation, it's liberation, because once you stop fighting reality, every moment becomes your ally. 6. Lesson: training the mind like a muscle. The Stoics believed philosophy wasn't theory. It was mental training. Epictetus compared the mind to an athlete's body. If you want strength, you must train daily. You can't expect calm in chaos if you've only practiced distraction. Every small irritation is a chance to strengthen patience. Every disappointment is a chance to practice acceptance. When something bothers you, imagine a coach saying, "This is your exercise for the day." That's how a Stoic builds resilience, not by escaping life, but by using it as a gym. As MindSnap puts it, discomfort is not your enemy. It's your instructor. The more you face, the stronger you become. So don't ask for an easier life. Ask for the strength to live the one you have with wisdom. 7. Lesson: don't be a slave to emotions. Epictetus never said we should suppress emotions. He said we should understand them. Anger, envy, jealousy, these are natural signals. But when they rule you, you lose your freedom. He said, no person is free who is not master of themselves. That doesn't mean feeling nothing, it means feeling without surrendering. When anger rises, pause, ask, is this under my control? If not, release it. When envy whispers, remember, you only see the surface of others, not their full struggle. Modern life glorifies emotional extremes: outrage, pride, fear. Epictetus offers an antidote: calm understanding. True power isn't reacting fast, it's responding wisely. MindSnap's reflection: emotional maturity is not silence, it's sovereignty. 8. Lesson: the company you keep shapes your soul. Epictetus warns, if you spend time with people who value trivial things, soon you'll value them too. Your environment is stronger than your intentions. If you walk with the wise, you'll rise with them. If you walk with the careless, you'll stumble into their chaos. He urges us to choose friends who challenge our weaknesses, not feed them. A true companion doesn't flatter, They remind you of who you are capable of becoming. MindSnap echoes this beautifully. The people around you are the mirror of your future. So ask yourself, do my surroundings lift me or drain me? Growth often means walking away from noise to hear your own thoughts again. Epictetus's message is timeless. You cannot control who enters your life, but you can control who remains. 9. Lesson: you are not your circumstances. Epictetus lived as a slave before he became a philosopher. He had no wealth, no comfort, and yet he spoke about freedom more powerfully than kings ever could. He teaches that freedom is an inner state, not a social position. It's the ability to remain calm while everything external changes. He says, "You may chain my body, but not my will." This is the Stoic rebellion, to remain sovereign within yourself. Your value doesn't come from what happens to you, but from how you choose to meet it. Modern people often say, "I can't help feeling this way because of my situation." Epictetus would gently correct, "It's not your situation that defines you, it's your interpretation of it." MindSnap's reflection captures this perfectly. Circumstances reveal character. They do not create it. When life treats you unfairly, remember, your reaction is the one freedom that can never be taken from you. 10. Lesson: use every challenge as a teacher. To Epictetus, difficulties aren't punishments. They are assignments. Every hardship is a lesson sent to strengthen a particular virtue. Loss teaches detachment. Failure teaches humility. Disappointment teaches patience. He said, "When you encounter obstacles, remember, the world is training you to become strong." A philosopher's life isn't easy because life itself is the classroom. When something hurts, ask, "What quality is this pain trying to build in me?" That's how a Stoic transforms wounds into wisdom. MindSnap expresses it this way: every difficulty has a hidden curriculum. It trains your soul in silence. So don't resent challenges. They are proof that the universe still sees potential in you. 11. Lesson: practice what you preach. Epictetus warned that philosophy isn't about words, it's about embodiment. He said, "Don't explain your philosophy, live it." It's easy to talk about wisdom, patience, and peace, but the true test comes when someone insults you, when you lose what you love, when plans collapse. That's when your philosophy either stands or breaks. He compared life to an actor's role. You didn't write the script, but you decide how well you perform it. Some play the role of a poor person with dignity, some play the role of the powerful with humility. What matters is not the role, but how you play it. As MindSnap reminds us, wisdom isn't spoken, it's seen. You teach best by living what you believe. So, when words fail, let your conduct speak. 12. Lesson: the serenity of acceptance. One of Epictetus' deepest lessons is the acceptance of what cannot be changed. He says, "Don't wish for events to happen as you desire, wish for them to happen as they do, and your life will flow peacefully." This doesn't mean passivity. It means harmony. You stop fighting the tide and learn to surf it. Acceptance isn't weakness. It's the highest form of strength. It takes power to look at reality and say, "Yes, this is what it is, and I will work with it." MindSnap translates this idea into modern life beautifully. Peace begins when your expectations stop arguing with reality. That's the art of serenity, not in escaping life, but in flowing with it. When you stop insisting that things be different, you finally have the energy to make them better. 13. Lesson: true wealth is inner contentment. Epictetus tells us that people chase money, luxury, and praise because they think these things will make them free. But they don't. They make you dependent. He says, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. You can own little and still feel rich if you have peace. You can own everything and still feel poor if you are restless. The wise person doesn't reject comfort. They just refuse to be owned by it. Enjoy what you have, but be ready to lose it without despair. In a world obsessed with excess, Epictetus teaches sufficiency. MindSnap puts it simply: gratitude turns what you have into enough. Every morning, ask not what's missing, but what's already present. That shift in attention is the beginning of abundance. 14. Lesson: guard your inner conversation. Epictetus believed that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your inner dialogue. He said, "What disturbs your peace is not events, it's the story you tell yourself about them." Every day, your mind speaks thousands of thoughts, some wise, some cruel. If you don't guide that voice, it becomes your tyrant. So he teaches, become the guardian of your own mind. When the voice says, "I can't," reply, "Let's try." When it says, "I failed," answer, "I learned." You can't silence the mind, but you can teach it new language. The Stoics called this logikos bios, a life in agreement with reason. MindSnap rephrases it in modern simplicity. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you love. Because every unkind word you repeat to yourself leaves a mark, and every kind word becomes a seed of strength. 15. Lesson: life is a short visit. Live it consciously. Epictetus ends his teachings by reminding us that life is temporary. Like travelers who stop briefly at an inn before moving on, we often live as if we'll never leave, collecting things, holding grudges, chasing recognition. But he says, remember death daily, not with fear, but with clarity. When you remember that time is limited, priorities become sharp. Trivial concerns lose their grip. You stop wasting days on resentment and start filling them with purpose. He isn't asking us to be somber. He's asking us to wake up, to realize that every sunrise is borrowed light. MindSnap expresses this final lesson as, you cannot lengthen life, but you can deepen it. And that's the essence of Stoicism. Not cold detachment, but warm awareness. Living every moment awake, grateful, and aligned with what truly matters. Final reflection. MindSnap summary. Epictetus teaches us that strength is not born from privilege, but from perception. Freedom isn't granted. It's cultivated inside. Peace isn't found. It's practiced daily. When you control your thoughts, align your desires, and live with integrity, no force in the world can take your serenity away. That is the Stoic path. Not escape from life, but mastery within it.